This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Taking the fight right into the enemy's den, that's Jayalalitha for you in Alagiri land. At a massive rally in Madurai, the AIDMK chief, braving 17 death threats, launched a blistering attack on the ruling DMK, targeting Union Minister M.K. Alagiri in his own backyard. In fact, targeting the entire Karunanidhi family and harping on rowdyism, on law and order, on corruption, on power cuts. But will political histrionics, will this high voltage venting of anger several months before the mother of all elections help Amma win allies and influence voters? That's the big question on the news tonight. Good evening, I'm Sanjay Pinto. Over the next 1 hour, we'll bring you every possible angle of that big, much hyped Madurai rally. On the news tonight panel, we have DMK MP TK Silungovan, Jnani, a veteran political commentator who has covered the AIDMK very, very closely right from MGR's time. R.K. Radhakrishnan, Deputy Editor of The Hindu, someone who knows everything that's happening in the DMK camp, shall I say, even better than the back of his hand. And my colleague Sam Daniel, who started his television career with NDTV from Madurai and was back there today, reporting from Ground Zero. But first, it's over to Ramanathan for the headlines.
Well, thank you, Sanjay. Here are the top stories. After 17 death threats, Jayalalitha puts up a brave face in Madurai. After 17 death threats, Jayalalitha puts up a brave face in Madurai, says she is the brave heart seeking justice in spite of the threats.
அச்சுறுத்தல் கடிதங்களை எல்லாம் நீங்கள் அனுப்பிய அழைப்பிதழ்களாகவே ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு நீதியுரை மதுரைக்கு நீதி கேட்க வந்திருக்கிறேன்.
Madurai synonymous with Alagiri's violence and rowdyism, says Amma hits out hard at the DMK Madurai strongman in his own backyard.
ஏதாவது காரணத்திற்காக ஸ்டாலின் மதுரை வர வேண்டும் என்றால் அண்ணன் அழகிரியிடம் விசா வாங்கி கொண்டுதான் வர வேண்டும்.
Takes a vow to come back to power but does not speak much about alliance ahead of the polls, asks his supporters to trust her.
நம்முடைய கூட்டணி கணக்கும் கணிப்பும் சரியாக இருக்கும். அதை நான் துல்லியமாக கணித்துக் கொண்டுதான் இருக்கிறேன்.
DMK Minister Napoleon Skar is attacked at Madurai allegedly by AIDMK men. Napoleon speaks exclusively to NDTV. Relief to Sterlite Industries as the Supreme Court grants them more time, asks the company and the TNPCB to submit latest impact reports. A whole month of talks and there are still no signs of better pay for the NLC contract workers. Unions to go ahead with the Cuddalore Bandh tomorrow. Schools sit up to solve problems caused due to traffic woes, plan to start the day early to avoid the rush hour traffic. And after a cell phone tower comes crashing down in the city last week, a central authority now to regulate these towers. Let's also take a quick look at the stories making national headlines. The group of ministers meets for the first time after the completion of the games, decides to extend the term of the organising committee till further orders. Financial probe into all aspects of the Commonwealth Games will be done in 3 months, the chief auditor promises. The decision on the legality of Speaker disqualifying 16 BJP and independent rebel MLAs deferred. Father of the 3 little girls abandoned in Jammu tracked down, but he reportedly does not want them back. Tennis sensation Rafael Nadal is in the mainland. He plays coach to the young Indian talent.
So the big question we're asking you tonight, will the Madurai rally help Ms. Jayalalitha almost do a Dale Carnegie and win allies and influence voters? But before we begin that discussion, take a look at Amma's punches in Madurai this evening.
ஏதாவது காரணத்திற்காக ஸ்டாலின் மதுரை வர வேண்டும் என்றால் அண்ணன் அழகிரியிடம் விசா வாங்கி கொண்டுதான் வர வேண்டும். சாதாரண இட்லி கடை வைத்திருப்பவர் முதல் நகைக்கடை அதிபர் வரை ஒவ்வொருவரும் அழகிரி அரசுக்கு கப்பம் கட்ட வேண்டும். மூக அழகிரியை தலைவராக கொண்டு வேறு ஒரு அரசு மதுரையிலிருந்து செயல்படுகிறது. மதுரை என்ன அழகிரியின் அப்பா வீட்டு சொத்தா? இதற்கு நான் அஞ்சவில்லை. அதனால்தான் இன்று நான் உங்கள் முன் இதோ நிற்கிறேன். அழகிரியோ அஞ்சும் கோழை. நாடாளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் கேள்வி கேட்டால் அழகிரி ஓடி ஒளிந்து கொள்கிறார். பத்திரிகையாளர்களை கண்டால் பதுங்கிக் கொள்கிறார். அமைச்சர் பொறுப்பேற்று முதல் நாடாளுமன்ற கூட்டத்தொடர் நடந்து கொண்டிருந்தது. பிரதமரின் அனுமதி இல்லாமல் தன் உள்ளூர் பரிவாரங்களுடன் தீவு ஒன்றினை வாங்குவதற்காக மாலத்தீவு சென்று விட்டார் அழகிரி. மதுரையில் உள்ள வில்லாபுரம் பஜாரில் பட்டப்பகலில் வெட்டி படுகொலை செய்யப்பட்டார். இந்த கொலை வழக்கை விசாரித்த நீதிமன்றம் வள்ளியின் கணவர், வள்ளியின் சகோதரர் மற்றும் 4 திமுக பிரமுகர்கள் தான் லீலாவதி கொலை குற்றவாளிகள் என தீர்ப்பளித்தது. தாக்ரிட்டனன் கொலை வழக்கில் குற்றம் சாட்டப்பட்ட அனைவரும் விடுதலை செய்யப்பட்டார்கள். இந்த கொலை வழக்கின் முக்கிய குற்றவாளியான SR கோபி அழகிரியின் வலது கரமாக தற்போது செயல்படுகிறார். முல்லை பெரியார் பிரச்சனையில் ஒரு கண்டன கூட்டம் நடத்தும் துணிச்சல் கூட கருணாநிதிக்கு இல்லை என்பதை நீங்கள் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். மைனாரிட்டி திமுக அரசு பொறுப்பேற்ற பிறகு என்ன நிலைமை? மோசமான பராமரிப்பு காரணமாக மின் நிலையங்கள் மாறி மாறி பழுதடைகின்றன. இதனால் மின் உற்பத்தி குறைந்து விட்டது. வழிப்பறி கொள்ளைகள், கிரானைட் கொள்ளை, மணல் கொள்ளை, ரேஷன் அரிசி கடத்தல் போன்ற சேவைகள் நடைபெறுகின்றன.
Now, while Amma was busy addressing the crowd at Madurai, accusing Alagiri and the DMK of rowdyism, some of her own followers allegedly turned rowdy themselves. DMK's Union Minister for State D. Napoleon's car was stoned allegedly by AIDMK men on his way to the Madurai airport. Now, Napoleon spoke exclusively to NDTV Hindu from Madurai and narrated the entire incident.
கள்ளத்துக்கு போட்டு கார்ல பின்னாடி வந்த காரை சுத்தமா அடிச்சு நொறுக்கி அவங்க வண்டியை நவ விடாம அங்க பண்ணிட்டாங்க, நிப்பாட்டாங்க. என் வண்டியை வந்து கண்ணாடியெல்லாம் அடிச்சுட்டாங்க. எங்களுக்கு ஒன்றும் அடிப்படல, நாங்க இதாக சேஃபா தான் இருக்கிறோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் தூரத்துல வந்து நாங்க மெயின் ரோட்ல இருந்து என்ன வரிசைக்கு வண்டியா நிக்குது. இந்த பக்கம் போனா அடுத்தடுத்து வந்து பிரச்சனை பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கிறாங்க, அநாகரிகமா எல்லாம் நடந்துக்கிறாங்க.
All right, joining us now live is Mr. TKS Ilongovan, the DMK MP. Mr. Ilongovan, thank you for joining us in the news tonight. Now, in her 1.5-hour speech, Jayalalitha dedicated nearly 45 minutes to launch that blistering attack on Alagiri, alleging that he is running a parallel government, almost an extra constitutional authority there in Madurai. How does the DMK plan to react to these allegations against the strong man of the DMK in Madurai?
These are all, what can I talk about all these things? Which means she is very much afraid of Alagiri. That much I can say. Alagiri is strengthening the party. He is working for the people. Maybe as an MP, he has done some good things to his constituency and his area, which is good. Alagiri's actions are, which means her so much of accusation against Alagiri means that Alagiri is doing very good.
All right, Mr. Ilongovan, Ms. Jayalalitha has also accused the Chief Minister's family, calling it an octopus, spreading its tentacles into every business, amassing wealth. What is your take or the party's take on these charges?
What is there? They were in the business for the past 60 years. As far as I know, since 50s, they were in the film industry. They had production houses. And it is quite natural that people, successful people, carrying over the legacy. That is a simple thing. That has no meaning at all.
Well, there was a barrage of charges against the DMK's first family, Mr. Ilongovan. Ms. Jayalalitha also said that behind every illegal business, there is a hand of the DMK, whether it's sand mining or fake drugs. How will the party actually come up with a rejoinder to all this?
That is what she did during her rule. Behind every illegal business, she had a hand. Even the Tasmak, she had a distillery unit in somewhere near Tambaram. and she sold products made from that distillery unit. So whatever she had done earlier, she is now accusing that the DMK has done.
All right, you're being very combative there, Mr. Ilangovan. One final question to you before we let you go. I know you're going to be hopping from one television studio to the other. You're the most media-friendly face of the party. Now, in less than 3 months, Ms. Jayalalitha was able to rustle up, organize these 3 massive rallies. Of course, the number of people who attended these rallies will always be hyped, will always be debated, but they were massive rallies by any stretch of imagination. Do you think she will be able to change the political equations in the state? Are you worried about the massive showing at these rallies?
I don't think so. It only shows that she is very desperate to come back to power. Nothing more than that. And she has not gathered lakhs and lakhs of people. The same people had gone to Coimbatore, had gone to Tiruchi, and now they have come to Madurai. I don't think that she had the popular support. It is the cadre who were organized by the party office bearers, district office bearers, and brought to a place.
All right, let's also go across to my colleague Sam Daniel, as I said earlier, is very much the Madurai man, quite like Alagiri actually. Now, Sam, thank you for joining us. I know it's been a tiring day for you amidst those lakhs of people, but clearly Alagiri was the whipping post of Amma's, in fact, almost spewing venom there. Is this a bid, or how far do you think she'll succeed in a sense, trying to reclaim Madurai from the clutches of the DMK?
Well, if you ask me about Jayalalitha's focus, yes, it was predominantly attacking M.K. Alagiri, the Union Minister for Chemicals, and DMK Chief Karunanidhi's eldest son. In fact, her thing was focusing on 3 major aspects. One, what she calls as the parallel gunman run by M.K. Alagiri in this temple town. Secondly, she focused on Alagiri's role in the killing of the former DMK minister Kiritinan. Thirdly, for his role in the killing of 3 employees of the Tamil newspaper Dinakaran run by the Maran brothers. Soon after, the newspaper published the controversial article which portrayed Alagiri in a poor light, seeming to have very little support compared to his brother M.K. Stalin and his cousin Dayanidhi Maran. Of course, the DMK is certainly trying to downplay this. The party says that while even the courts have acquitted Alagiri in these cases, there's no reason why Jayalalitha should keep harping on these issues.
All right, Sam, before I let you go, alliance plans. Amma, what exactly has she said about alliance?
Well, if you talk about Jayalalitha's plans for alliance, she's still keeping her cards quite close to her chest. She just repeated what she had spoke about alliance in the earlier meetings both in Coimbatore and Trichy. Leave the alliance issue to me. I'm working on that and I'll work out a winning alliance. There are 2 possibilities. One, to rope in the Congress, which political circles say is very, very remote because at least from outside, the relationship between the Congress and the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu seems to be quite strong. The other option to rope in the PMK. The PMK fought the Lok Sabha polls with the AIDMK alliance, but it has worked out. Now the PMK is showing signs of shaking hands with the DMK, but that has not been fixed yet. Probably the PMK is trying to bargain more seats. So clearly, the choices are either to rope in the PMK to make her alliance formidable or to rope in the Congress, but she's really keeping her cards close to her chest.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. And now let you go and have some Dindigal Venu biryani there in Madurai. You know, R.K. Radhakrishnan, Deputy Editor of the Hindu, joining us here live in our studio. Also, Mr. Jnani, who's joining us from our studio at the Hindu office. Not just voters, even journalists are entitled to their share of biryani.
Absolutely. Have yours.
Have yours. All right, let me first go across to Mr. Jnani there. Mr. Jnani, Jayalalitha has almost kind of done a Rajinikanth in a sense. Those punch dialogues, you know, the one on, especially on Stalin requiring a visa to go to, we don't know who really is the script writer for this, but very interesting observations nevertheless. But really, I mean, what is really going to matter at the end of the day is not clever speeches, not really massive crowds, but the strength of alliances. Interestingly, she has just made one, it's a remark that's as cryptic as it can get, saying that leave the alliance to me, I will handle that. How do you think she's going to really be able to cobble together an alliance to take on the DMK here, which is right now with the Congress? She's made overtures to the Congress really, but no takers for that.
In fact, in the past, she has won the election even without a formidable alliance. and that DMK also has done. So we can't predict every outcome on the basis of alliances as of now, and alliances keep changing till the last minute. But I think what she has done in Madurai today is something else. We have to look at the immediate effect of the Madurai rally. The Madurai rally is reflecting what people in Tamil Nadu have always been talking about, Alagiri's dominance of Madurai and Alagiri's extra constitutional authority. She has reflected all the public opinion that has been debated in houses, drawing rooms, tea shops, etc. So she is reflecting all that. And I had been to Madurai last month, spent about 15 days there talking to different sections of the people. I could feel a fear psychosis among the entire population of Madurai. And now this rally is breaking that. That is a very positive outcome, I would look at it. Whether Jayalalitha wins the election or not, I think if Madurai people are going to be out of fear psychosis, I think that will be a good contribution by her now.
RK, yes, interesting observations there by Mr. Nyani, but then she's made such a scathing attack on Alagiri, saying, also dwelling on corruption, the fear psychosis, and Nyani just put it. Right from idli sellers, everyone has to give money there.
Yeah.
So how are they possibly going to counter this?
See, what Jayalalitha has spoken there is good entertainment. It made fantastic viewing. It probably gets TRPs up for TV channels. But as you said, if you don't have an alliance, the game is over. That's exactly what has happened in 1996, in 2001 and 2006, and in all the Lok Sabha elections that have fallen in between. So are we going to look at this 20 years and say, no, in 1984 or even before that, MGR managed to win an election without an ally? That is not possible. Right now, the DMK, all that it needs to do is to keep the Congress with it, and PMK is already making overtures to the DMK. So you have to grab the PMK with both hands and keep them with you.
Okay, Mr. Nyani, RK pointing out here that 2010 or 2011 next year is not quite 1984. So you do need that alliance to survive, and we know that, okay, even if the pendulum swings every 5 years, you need the strength of alliances.
Yes, I agree with him there. But point is, you can't predict PMK as of now. You can't predict Vijaykanth as of now. I would rather even say you can't even predict Congress as of now. Because within Congress, Rahul Gandhi, let us understand, is looking for breaking the alliance at the first opportune moment.
What about this report? One newspaper reported that should the Congress decide to go it alone, Mr. Nyani, or perhaps even cobble together a kind of alliance with Vijaykanth and the PMK, P. Chidambaram could be projected as the chief ministerial candidate. Is that mere kite flying, trial balloon, or what is that?
No, it is not a kite flying. It is very much debated among Congress circles, and particularly among the youth Congress circles and Rahul Gandhi circles. It is a very hotly debated topic as of now. They are just waiting for Sonia Gandhi's go-ahead green signal. And if that happens, that will become a third front. Whether they capture power or not, they will be very formidable.
All right, R.K. Radhakrishnan, you're somebody who knows what Karunanidhi thinks. You're somebody who knows what Stalin thinks. I don't know about Alagiri, but definitely what Stalin thinks. Now, do you feel that Ms. Jayalalitha has actually echoed sentiments of Stalin? Because when she says he needs a visa to go into Madurai, she's actually very cleverly tried to capitalize on the infighting within the DMK first family. So will this actually be music to the ears of Stalin?
I would say in certain ways, yes. But the point happens to be that whenever there has been a public confrontation between the brothers, they have come out and said always that there is no problem between us. So I expect during the course of the next week or the week after that, there will be a public show of strength in which both Alagiri and Stalin will be participating. It is very important for Alagiri because he is not in the good books of the party any longer, and it is very important for the DMK to project a joint front between both these
earlier,
people.
In fact, Stalin made this comment about the DMK being a double-barrel gun, referring to Alagiri and himself. But is that easier said than done? Because you scratch the surface and the differences stare you in the face.
Absolutely. You have two brothers, two of them claim to be very powerful in the state, and one has proven his mettle for the past 40 years. The other is trying to prove for the past year and
he has delivered with the parliamentary elections, entire South. I mean, he's delivered how, what, 9 or 10 seats there?
No, I don't really think that's a fact, because Alagiri never stepped out of Madurai during the parliamentary elections. He just concentrated on his constituency. But you could stretch imagination a little bit and say that he gave solid leadership so that he got all the other 9 Lok Sabha constituencies for the DMK.
Okay, Mr. Nyani, a short while ago you mentioned the PMK. We know the PMK is a fence sitter here. Which way, where would you place your money on? Which way will the PMK really swing? Because Dr. Ramdas is a shrewd political observer.
PMK would swing the way the Congress would.
Okay.
No, I think PMK would swing only the way the Congress would. Congress will be the guide for PMK.
Okay. Would you share that that view, RK? The PMK would go along with the Congress, or would you think they would go along with the DMK? Because Dr. Ramdas has that rapport with the DMK, but of course he's known to be an opportunist. Let's face it.
Yeah, PMK actually has burnt its fingers very badly in the last Lok Sabha elections. So this time they do not want to make a mistake. That is why they are trying to go with the DMK. And the last meeting in the Secretariat too, definitely PMK did discuss the possibility of coming back into the DMK fold. Now you should also realize that the Congress wants to be with the DMK, not because Rahul Gandhi does not want anything else, but because Sonia Gandhi right now happens to be the president of the party and she has willed it that way. And I think, and we will also have to remember that Mr. Karunanidhi was the first leader in this country to accept Sonia Gandhi as Congress president. He is the first guy to say that she is capable and she has to sit on the prime ministerial chair, not anybody from the Congress. It's Mr. Karunanidhi who said that. Absolutely. And she is going to be grateful to him for the rest of his life.
Jnani, if I can bring you in here, I mean, yes, one does remember. I remember that the blistering attack, just like she attacked Alagiri this time, she had how Ms. Jayalalitha had attacked Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, saying, you know, not just Desha Bhakti, she doesn't have Padi Bhakti also. Are these words likely to be forgotten by the Congress?
They will be forgotten. See, all these people are opportunist politicians. Every one of them will forget. Ramdas has said it openly. When he was asked about Vijaykanth, Ramdas said in politics you don't have permanent enemies or permanent friends.
All right. So, but will Sonia Gandhi actually? Jayalalitha, of course, has had no qualms about extending that olive branch, the 2 leaves becoming an olive branch to 10 Janpath. But will Sonia Gandhi actually forget that? Much as Rahul would like to, you know, they're talking about Kamaraj rule, but of course we know Congress also is in disarray. There's no. We've seen the threats to commit suicide in front of Satyamurthy Bhavan, where the kind of infighting that exists, the fragmented party that it is in Tamil Nadu. So for now, it's wishful thinking if the Congress really is thinking of going it alone. Mr. Jnani?
No, it is also being talked about in the Congress circles. Yeah, it is also being talked about in the Congress circles. And let us remember, Sonia Gandhi is not Jayalalitha or MGR or Karunanidhi. She has been friendly even with BJP leaders. She does not take attacks on her personally. So she is about such kind of behavior.
All right, Sonia Gandhi that way. I mean, any North Indian politician that way. You don't have the kind of bitter rivalry that exists here. Ramvilas Paswan, Mulayam Singh Yadav, Nitish Kumar, all of them, in fact, Lalu Prasad Yadav, they all exchange pleasantries. Sonia Gandhi and LK Advani inside Parliament also, you know, make that namaste to each other. Of course, the different matter that, you know, the weakest Prime Minister comment and all that. But yeah, that's the way they campaign. That's the way they conduct themselves in public. But RK, when Sonia Gandhi came the other day for that rally in Trichy, not a single mention of the alliance, except saying that we respect our allies. That's actually a loaded statement if you look at it. Nothing about the DMK's welfare schemes. The DMK has, let's give them credit where it's due, a slew of welfare schemes that they have introduced, especially the housing scheme, the medical insurance scheme. Not a mention, not a squeak about that. But on the other hand, she tried to enthuse her party workers there, and there were people also who shouted slogans from the crowd there, like snap ties with the DMK. So that's not that doesn't augur well for the DMK.
I believe that Ms. Sonia Gandhi is being thoroughly misled by the Congress in the state. I have reasons to believe that the leadership which is speaking in one tone here in front of Mr. Karunanidhi, they prostrate, they do every single thing that is required to keep the DMK and the Mr. Karunanidhi happy. They go to Delhi, they sing a completely different tune. I think Ms. Sonia Gandhi at that point of time was playing to the Congress leaders and the sentiment that was reflected to her through in Delhi and in Chennai. The point happens to be that even the Tiruchi crowd was organized by Mr. K. N. Nehru and the others, by the DMK. It is not because the Congress leaders came and literally fell at the feet of the DMK leaders. Now, this is a reality that Ms. Sonia Gandhi is not realizing and is not made to realize. Every single shred of opinion in the Congress, however divided they are, they try to tell Ms. Sonia Gandhi that the DMK is a liability and not an asset. And there is nobody in the Congress who is giving her the right picture. And the DMK leaders in Delhi are so ineffective that they are not able to convey this picture to the Sonia Gandhi as well.
But RK, if that's the case, then if the party's alliance with the Congress remains intact, how will the Congress party workers work on the ground for the DMK in the elections? Then you'll have a crisis there on hand.
The point
We've seen that earlier as well.
The point is the Congress has a vote bank. The Congress as a party in the state is a joke. Every single Congress leader who won as an MP the last time won because the DMK leaders in that particular district wanted him to win. It's not the other way around.
That's debatable. Jnani, RK calling strong words from RK here, but would you agree with that? Because the Congress, they say that any party that the Congress aligns with, that party wins.
I differ with RK. No, I agree with your point of view there, Sanjay, but I differ with RK because Congress is not a party which is organized, but Congress still carries votes. Sonia carries votes. Lots of women and men swear by Sonia in terms of voters. And another thing is, Sonia is not someone who is fed with all kinds of information by all kinds of people. Let us understand that Rahul Gandhi is very silently working and very silently studying Tamil Nadu, and Rahul Gandhi is an important channel for Sonia. And in the Tiruchi meeting, Sonia made a very valid point. She did not just talk about allies being respected. She also said that still we have to evolve our own identity for the party. So that was a very important statement she made in Tiruchi.
All right. Before we end this discussion, one final comment from both of you. If you can give me perhaps a Rajinikanth kind of style one-liner or Jayalalitha kind of one-liner. Impact of Jayalalitha's Madurai rally today, Ms. Jnani.
Whether this gets her votes or not, I am happy that removes the fear of the average Madurai citizen about Alagiri.
All right. RK, your one-liner.
Good entertainment.
Good entertainment.
Yeah.
Two words. Anyway, thank you very much, RK Radhakrishnan, for joining us as always. You're actually part of the NDTV family here. And Mr. Jnani for being your forthright self. Thank you very much. Ram, it's over to you.
Well, thank you, Sanjay. Well, the show is definitely not over. We have lots more coming up over the next half hour. And of course, the details on the temporary breather for Sterlite Industries courtesy the Supreme Court. All those stories coming up right after this break. Do stay with us.